My name is Bob Swenson, and I'm here to talk about courage. Courage you'll find defined sometimes as always advancing despite any obstacle. I tend to define courage as a choice. We can have great faith, but if we never act on it, nothing happens. There has to be a point where we take action on, and that's where courage comes in. We started attending CrossPoint in 1999, and what we found was a congregation that was believers that we really could identify with, a congregation that very friendly. Through the ensuing years, we've seen births of babies and all these joys that come. We've also attended here when we've seen the hard times, the deaths of loved ones. But through it all, we made it together. Also, in the same time frame, we have seen the economic downturn that we all went through. And with that economic downturn, you have loss of dreams. I think that's the biggest one. Loss of careers, homes, jobs, right down the line. People went through some really tough times, but as a congregation, we went through it together, and we could support each other. And that's courage. In 2013, I had a diagnosis of mesothelioma. Most of you have no clue what that is. It's asbestos-based lung cancer. Exposure was in high school. This was over 50 years ago. I think the most important thing is that how God has been with us through this. From the very first time we talked to those doctors and our life was shattered right on the spot, to right now as I speak to you, God has been there every step of the way. I wouldn't be talking to you if He hasn't. I have two choices. When something really bad happens, you can say, "Oh, woe is me. Why me?" And you can go down that whole road and it just takes you down. Doesn't solve a thing. Makes the life of people around you miserable. Or you can say what I have said. God allowed this in my life. Can't tell you why. Hope to find out in heaven. But I'm absolutely convinced that I'm here for a reason. God didn't give me 3 years without having a reason for it. My purpose and what I've worked at the hardest is to make people's lives better. Starting with my wife and our children and their family, and branching out. That's the single most important thing. I want that betterness to reflect God and His glory and honor. That's where I want it to go. I have lived 3 years now with a disease that's quite rare to even make 3 years. I can't tell you how much longer I'm going to go. Don't know. Your best reference is Psalm 139, verse 14. And that says there that all of my days are numbered before I live the first one. So we just got to see where this goes. If you remember only one thing I'm saying today, it would be this. Choose the living God. There's one living God. Now we hear God's name used all over the place every day, and most of the time in a pretty irreverent way. Choose the living God. There is one. Follow His way, because you know what? You may not understand it, but it's still the best way. And it's the only way that makes sense, especially in a situation like what I'm in. Follow God and see where He takes you.